2026, the biggest sporting event on the planet is coming to America. And most Americans have no idea why. We're talking about the FIFA World Cup, a tournament so massive it makes the Super Bowl look like a local event. Over 5 billion people watched the last one. That's more than half the human population on Earth. Tuned in for football. And this time, it's happening right here. But here's the thing nobody talks about. The USA didn't just get lucky. There's a real story behind why America was chosen. And once you understand it, the whole tournament hits different. So let's break it down. What is the World Cup? Why does it matter? And why on earth is it coming to the United States in 2026? The World Cup is simple. Every 4 years, the best football teams from every country on the planet compete to find out who is the greatest nation in the world. Football, by the way, is what the rest of the world calls soccer. Same sport, different name. We'll get to why later. Now, 32 countries have competed at every World Cup since 1998. But in 2026, that number jumps to 48. More teams, more games, more drama. It's the biggest expansion in World Cup history, and it's happening in the same year America hosts. FIFA, the organization that runs world football, needed the biggest possible stage for this new format. And the USA has something almost no other country can offer: scale. Think about it. The NFL stadiums alone are some of the largest sports venues ever built. MetLife Stadium in New Jersey holds over 82,000 people. SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles cost $5.5 billion to build. These are buildings that were designed to hold entire cities inside them. But it's not just stadiums. The USA is co-hosting with Canada and Mexico. 3 countries, 1 tournament. That has never happened before in World Cup history. Ever. 16 cities across 3 nations will host matches: New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Miami, Seattle, Boston, alongside Toronto, Vancouver, Guadalajara, and Mexico City. Fans will be flying across an entire continent just to follow their team. The logistics alone are genuinely insane. Now here's where it gets interesting. The USA has actually hosted the World Cup before, back in 1994. And something unexpected happened. America fell in love with it. Over 3.5 million people attended matches that summer. The highest attendance in World Cup history. A record that still hasn't been broken 30 years later. The tournament, America was the obvious answer. Proven infrastructure, massive stadiums, enormous population, and a country that's been slowly falling in love with football ever since 1994. Here's a number that puts it all in perspective. The 2026 World Cup is expected to generate over $11 billion in economic activity. That's billion, with a B. For a sport that millions of Americans still think of as something their kids play on weekends. That's the wild part. Football is already the most played youth sport in America. More kids play soccer here than baseball, more than basketball. The talent has always been there. What's been missing is a moment big enough to make the whole country pay attention. 2026 might be that moment. So here's the short version. The World Cup is the biggest sporting event in human history. FIFA expanded it to 48 teams for 2026. They needed a country with massive stadiums, world-class infrastructure, and proven experience hosting. America ticked every box, and with Canada and Mexico alongside, they built a tournament that spans an entire continent.